Hey guys, it's me Elisabeth. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another little reading vlog situation, but in this one we're going to be doing something specific for this week. And that is the wheel generates how many pages I read every day this week. So, getting into it, my wheel, I got this inspiration from someone else on BookTube that did this recently. And their wheel was like, they went all the way up to 250 pages. For my reading, I can barely read like 10 pages at this point. So, I'm not doing hot with my reading at the moment. And so, we have lowered our standards in the page count because I just know myself. Let's put it that way. So, my highest number is actually 150 because I can't go higher than that and expect myself to actually be able to do it. The lowest number I have on the wheel is 10, and then I have 20, I have 3 chapters, I have 50, I have 60, I have 100, 125, and 150. Those are the numbers that I have. That's the amount of pages that we're dealing with, and today is actually Sunday, so my plan is to start this today. Again, it's like in the afternoon, it's 2 something in the afternoon, so I won't be able to read very much today. So if I do get 150, I'm going to respin because I just don't think I can read 150 pages today. Quite literally not gonna happen. See that? I got 3 chapters, so depending on what book I read, that could be really good or really bad, depending on how long the chapters are in the book. The book that I'm currently reading is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, and I'm not going to switch to a different book. I'm not, like, basically the situation here is that I desperately need to read this book, and I desperately need to finish this book because, like, being such a big Sanderson fan, and I haven't finished the Mistborn saga. Are you joking? This is book 2, by the way, in the Mistborn saga, and, like, you're telling me I've only read one of the Mistborn books, and I'm a huge Sanderson fan. That feels like a crime, you know? So I really need to get myself through this book. I do have the audiobook, so I am at liberty to listen to the audiobook whenever I feel like it as I'm reading this, but for right now, I am going to read some of this physically. 3 chapters. I am in the middle of a chapter. I'm one of those people who just stop reading whenever they feel like it. I don't stop at the end of a chapter. So, also, these chapters are probably decently long. Well, that's not too long. The next chapter is chapter 6, so I'm in the middle of chapter 5. So I guess I'll finish chapter 5 and count that as a chapter, and then read chapter 6 and 7. And I might waffle back and forth between reading it physically and reading the audio, although there's really not that much to read. Also, it looks much thinner than it really is in real life because these pages are not quite as bad as Bible pages, but they're almost as thin as Bible pages. Like, really, really thin. So, it's actually, like, this is a much bigger book than you would think, because it looks like it's maybe, like, a 500-page book, maybe a 400-page book, but it's actually a 756-page book, so I don't know if that tells you anything, but it looks like maybe it's 500 pages. It doesn't quite look like it's a 700-page book, but it is. That's the whole point here. So, I'm going to be reading Well Ascension. I will probably actually do that in a second. I'm going to read all the way to chapter 8. Hello everyone, I'm back. It is officially 4:20 now, and I've read 3 chapters. I read all the way to chapter 9. I'm actually impressed with my progress that I actually read 3 chapters, and that I actually went out to read right after I filmed that clip, and I didn't dawdle or get super distracted. I was looking at Patreon, and I did watch. I'm part of Captured in Words, I've been Captured in Words Patreon, and he did have a video log out thing, I think yesterday, that I didn't watch, so it was like a couple minutes, and I just took a look at that really quick, and then I was listening to a couple of music compilations that he made. He did like a fantasy music hour-long fantasy music thing, and then he posted an hour-long Viking music thing, and I listened to the fantasy one while reading this, and then I started the Viking one when the fantasy one was over. So I was just listening to that while reading this, and so I actually came up with an idea. I'm gonna spin the wheel again for tomorrow's time. I just figured it'd be a good idea to know how many pages I have to read tomorrow, so that if I wake up and want to read immediately, I can. I just figured it'd be a good idea to do it the day before, so that the next day I can be prepared, and I can also make proper time depending on how many pages get. Page count is 60. That actually should hopefully be doable. I'm hoping. But yeah, I think that's a pretty decent page count. It doesn't feel like it's like only 10 pages. But it also doesn't feel like it's 150 pages. Like, it's still a hefty page amount for my current reading status as being reading a page a day type of a thing. But it feels like a good amount. I'm glad I got that total of 42 pages today, which is actually pretty good, especially considering the fact that most days I only read a couple pages. Everyone, it is day 2 of this little challenge. I haven't read very much today. I did some reading this morning before I went to go babysit my niece and nephews, and I read maybe 2 or 3 pages worth. I know the whole point of this is to read a certain page amount, and that would kind of indicate that I should be reading physically, maybe. But I'm going to listen to the audiobook because I have some things I want to do, some projects I want to start and work on and that type of thing. So I'm thinking I'm going to go work on some projects and try to listen to some of this while I do that. So hot. It's just hot in general. Today's a hot day. It's just been a hot week, a hot month, a hot everything. And it's just hot in my room. I did have my fan on, but I just turned it off to film this clip. And it doesn't do a whole lot anyways because I don't have air conditioning in here. So my fan, that's the only thing I've got. But, so I have some amazing news. I listened to some of my audiobook for Law of Ascension today. I listened to the audiobook. And did I make it to chapter 14? No. I made it to chapter 20. What? And I just calculated it and I read over 100 pages today. I count that as a win. I don't know about you, but I count that as a win. We are now on chapter 20. We are now this far into Law of Ascension, which makes me very happy and very excited. I'm going to probably take a little bit of a break from reading for right now and cool off. Okay, guys, I figured it's 9 o'clock or something at night like that. And I figured I should do the wheel for tomorrow so that I can have the pages picked out. Again, I'll probably end up listening to my audiobook again tomorrow just because that got me a lot of pages read first off, and it got me my pages that I needed to read finished pretty quickly. And again, I'm working on a sewing project and it's probably going to be the best option. I'm still planning to read physically before I go to sleep, so I might not read Law of Ascension per se before I go to sleep tonight. I have actually I started a reread of a book a few weeks or a while ago back, and then I stopped. I literally read maybe 3 pages. I was rereading it so I could annotate it, and then I stopped, and I hadn't really touched it much since, but yesterday I decided I wanted to continue the reread so I could annotate it, and that is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So I might read a little bit of that before I go to sleep. By a little bit, I mean like 1 or 2 pages. I'm just trying to build the habit of at least reading a page before I go to sleep. Eventually, I'd like to make the habit more of like actually reading like a chapter or whatever, but for now I'm just trying to create the habit of just reading. As long as it's a page, reading. Okay, I gotta be honest with you. I spun the wheel and I got 3 chapters. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, that just seems too easy. Especially for like tomorrow, there's nothing going on. I could listen to an audiobook like all day if I wanted to. Like, 3 chapters just doesn't feel right to me. And I was thinking, I got 3 chapters yesterday or whenever it was, and I just feel like 3 chapters is kind of lame. Hello everyone, it is the next day. I have not done any reading for my 3 chapters and whatnot yet. It's like 9:40 something in the morning, but I do have a package to unbox, and I really wanted to show you the content of this package, and so that's why I'm here. I have myself a game board, and you will see in a moment what this is, and if you watch my channel at all, then you will recognize this game board. I am so excited. I got this professionally printed. Now I have an official, actual, I hope this looks good, game board. Hopefully this looks good. I got like a really large size as well. Wow. There you go. Look. Now I have it professionally printed, and I can fold it up and put it away when not using it, which would be so much nicer. The only downside to the game board is that there's no hole in the middle for the spinner. That I will have to figure that out, but in general, I think this is pretty amazing. Hello everyone. So I've made it 8 minutes into the next chapter, and I've just been listening to the audiobook, obviously, and I've just been working on my sewing project. I was working on that earlier, listening to that earlier. I took a break to play my piano, but I'm coming back to listen to some more. Okay guys, hello everyone. I am back with a reading update. So I actually listened. So what I did was I woke up, I was working on my sewing project, and I was watching some stuff on my phone because I got distracted. And then later I was like, oh, I should probably listen to my book, but I was still distracted. So then after lunch, I was still working on my sewing project. I've been kind of working on it all day. And I decided I'm going to put my audiobook on and try to get at least 3 hours in. Not 3 hours, 3 chapters. So I got like a chapter in, and then my niece and nephews came over, and I helped out with babysitting them and stuff. So they left. I got distracted on my phone again, and then it was only for like 10 minutes or something, and then we had to eat dinner. But then after dinner, I got distracted again with my phone. It is 9, it's probably like 10 o'clock. But it was like 9 o'clock when I started listening. I was like, I am just going to try to listen to 2 more chapters. And we're just going to do the 3 allotted chapters for today. And I did that. I made progress. I am now on page 278, chapter 24. I read a total of 46 pages. Still pretty decent amount of pages for my usual amount. But I didn't want to read more than that initially, so oh well. But hey, look at this progress. It's being made. And as you just saw, I spun 20 pages. Honestly, that is just perfect. 20 pages is a perfect amount. It's the perfect amount. Hello everyone. I have an update for you. It is the next day. Yesterday was a little bit tough. I almost didn't make my reading at all. So here's what happened. I was working on my sewing project all day, and I was kind of home alone all day, but I didn't listen to my audiobook. I was distracted with other stuff while working on my sewing project, and then around like 5 o'clock I had to make dinner, and so I was making dinner, and then at 6 o'clock my niece and nephews came. We thought they were supposed to come at like 6:30, but they came at 6 instead, and nobody was home at 6 o'clock, so I was trying to make dinner and watch the kids at the same time. It was just kind of hectic, and they were at our house till like 9 o'clock or something like that, and then I basically all day I just kind of forgot about my book. Like, I just completely forgot about it. But here's the silver lining, or whatever you want to call it. At like 11 o'clock at night, I was like, oh, I was supposed to read 20 pages today. So I was actually dead tired, and I was half asleep. But I put on the audiobook. I was like, I'm not going to try to read this physically. It's not going to happen. I will definitely fall asleep. So I put on the audiobook, and I actually ended up listening to about 31 pages worth of this. And I might have been half asleep for part of it, but I was listening to it, and I know what was going on. So I listened to about 31 pages worth of this. I did spin the wheel today for today's time, or pages. And once again, I cannot guarantee I'll finish these pages because I did get a high number, which is problematic for me at the moment. It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so I am going to go eat lunch in a second, and I have to go clean a bathroom so I can go listen to my audiobook while doing that. And I want to continue working on my sewing project, so maybe I can listen to my audiobook while doing that. But who knows if I'll be motivated. But the page number, you're thinking, what is the page number? 100. I got 100 today. I do have a couple packages, and I figured why not just open them up in this video with you. One of them is definitely a book, but I honestly can't tell you what book it is. And one of them is, oh, this might be, I think I might know what this is. If I know what it is, I don't know what book it is, but I have an idea. And this one, I don't recall what thing I purchased that this could be. Oh, yes! Oh, I'm so happy. Yay! So I get this thing called Rattle Clay, and this is what I wash my hair with, and I ran out. So last week I couldn't properly wash my hair. I'm so excited to finally have this. Now I can wash my hair this week. Oh, wait, no. This isn't what I was thinking. Okay, never mind. I forgot that I bought a book from Broken Binding. I might have bought a couple of those. A couple of books. But we got their bookmarks, which are just so cool. This might be similar to one I already have. But hey, I like the Broken Binding bookmarks. And then we have their little stamp down here and our little sticker. They always wrap their stuff in the coolest wrapping. It's always super cool. I don't know why this isn't. We're just gonna. I forget which one this is because I think I might have ordered 2 books from the Broken Binding besides the stuff that is part of my subscription. I'm so excited. I finally own a Bernard Cornwell book, The Winter King. I forget what I was doing on the Broken Binding, but I found this for really cheap on there or something like that, and I'm just so excited because I've been dying to read Bernard Cornwell for a long time now. He's written so many different like historical fiction novels and stuff, and he's got a lot set in the medieval period. He's also the author of The Sharp universe, whatever you call that. Sharp's trigger, Sharp's sword, Sharp, the Sharp, like, is it Napoleonic? No. Sharp is, Civil War, maybe? Something like that. Yeah, I think it's Civil War. Sharp is, I only know Sharp because there used to be a TV show called Sharp, and we used to watch that when I was a kid, and it was, like, I think based off the Bernard Cornwell books. But, Winter King, I'm so excited. I want to read, like, basically everything that Bernard Cornwell has ever written looks interesting to me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I haven't actually read his stuff, so I don't know if he's a good writer. I just know that a lot of people seem to like his stuff, and a lot of people that I like the kind of books that they read seem to love his stuff. And Pierce Brown is super into Bernard Cornwell, which is pretty cool. And it's like, if it's medieval, if it's this historical fiction-y medieval type thing, it just sounds amazing. And this is Arthurian. Hello everyone, I have officially made it to chapter 35, which is page 412, yeah, sorry. I had to think about that, I don't know why. So I've officially read 104 pages, 3 pages, and whatever, it doesn't matter, roughly around that area. I'm like this far through, I think. Okay, so I put this in on my story graph, and it said it was like 63% through back on like a different page, like 380, I think. But tomorrow night is Bible study night, and also my brother's coming home for the weekend, which is the most exciting thing ever, because yeah, basically my brother is in the military, and so we see him like once a year, and this is just an unexpected. He was doing a training thing in New Jersey or something, and so he had a free weekend, and he's coming to see us, and it's very exciting. So the point being, I want to get my number pre-spun so that I can know how many pages I have to read. If I get 150, I'm respinning, because you know what? I have stuff to do tomorrow, and I don't think I'm getting to 150 pages. I'm sorry. I know that there's so many people, I see so many people on the internet, specifically YouTube, that they're always reading like 200 pages a day, or this many 100 pages, that many 100 pages, and I'm just over here reading 10 pages, or 1 page. So you know what? Everyone's different. People read at their different speeds. I used to think I was a fast reader, but I don't think I'm that fast of a reader when compared to other people on the internet. But when compared to people I know personally, I think I'm a fast reader. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. But let's go spin the wheel. 10 pages is what we're going to do. That's what I rolled as my second spin, because like I said, I'm not reading 150 pages tomorrow, and that happened to be what I spun the first time around. So we're not doing that. But we are doing 10 because I can, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. Like, I still have the afternoon, but I have to make cookies tomorrow for the Bible study. And I just know that trying to get to 100 pages, it's not happening in the slightest. It's just not going to happen. And then Saturday's going to be super tricky. And I might honestly end this challenge tomorrow, because, like I said, my brother is coming home for the weekend, and he's coming tomorrow, and he's leaving Sunday, so he's going to be here all day Saturday, which means I'm probably not going to be reading very much of anything at all, because I'm going to be hanging out with my brother all day and all that. I don't know what we're going to do exactly, but I just know I want to hang out with my brother that I only get to see once a year. So, hello everyone. It is now nighttime. It's like 11 something. I did read for today. I did make it from page 35, chapter 35 to chapter 37, page 444. So I guess we can move my bookmark up. I did listen to the audiobook. I read 32 pages in total today. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to get to this because this afternoon I was working on a sewing project and I was just working out in the dining room and living room area, and I was just listening to some stuff like music and stuff, but also wasn't really listening to anything for some of it, so I didn't know when I was going to get to this because I was just doing some other stuff, but then I did end up listening to some of this and I got 32 pages in, so that's pretty good if you ask me. I was supposed to get 10 pages in and I went over that, so that is super exciting. Also, starting to see some progress. Look at that. That is so exciting. I'm so excited. Okay guys, I don't think I ended this vlog, so I'm going to end it here. I did try and attempt to get a little bit of reading in yesterday, but I didn't get very much in. I was just too distracted with all kinds of stuff. Like I said, my brother was here for the weekend, and we were hanging out with him. Like, he stayed at our house, obviously, so, like, I was just hanging out with him throughout the day. I did some sewing and some stuff in my room and stuff, and like that throughout the day, but also I just wasn't listening to stuff for most of that. I mean, might have been listening to music or something, but I wasn't listening to the audio. But I did make it up to, like, I don't even know. I read a little bit of chapter 37. I did read a little bit of this. I don't know where I made it to, honestly, but I didn't read very much. But this is kind of about where I made it to. A little bit further than this, like a couple pages, but this is about where I made it to within this vlog. I'm actually very happy with the progress that I made, considering that when I started this video, I was like this far, or not even this far, like this far. I am pretty happy with this progress because I feel like I have been tentatively in the middle of, or like, you know, it's one of those books that I started the audiobook for and I listened to a little bit, stopped, and then I hadn't picked it up since I started. So I feel really happy that I'm finally making progress in Mistborn trilogy, first trilogy, era 1, as so to speak. I'm so excited to finally be making some progress in this. And I'm planning, at some point when I finish this, to get to book 3 and finish the first era in Mistborn. I don't know if it will be directly after this. I just have so many books I want to read, and just so much. There's just so much. But I really do want to get this done, at least by the end of the year, this first trilogy, because I feel like it needs to be done. And also, I just need to read more Sanderson. I really need to get a hold of The Sunlit Man and read that, because I'm really dying to read that. And there's some other things of his that I don't think I've read that I would like to read. But that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this worked. I didn't get my page count in yesterday, but that's, oh well. And I didn't, today's the next day, Sunday, so I didn't get any reading done because my brother was here till like 5 o'clock and we were hanging out all day doing stuff, playing games, talking, that type of thing. And then around 5 o'clock, after he left, I just kind of was like doing whatever, and then I made some pancakes for dinner. And then, yeah, I've just been watching Destiny on YouTube. So I am gonna go, and I might actually film another video, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next one. I hope you have your own fun reading adventures.